a live look at Oklahoma's defense.
What is going on, YouTube world? My name is Ghiman Mckinney, or you can just call me Juice. That's my nickname. Appreciate you guys for tuning into the channel today. Be sure to hit that like button right now if you're rocking me. Subscribe to the channel if you are new as well. And turn on post notifications too. It's only right, guys. Y'all don't want to get caught lacking in these streets. You don't want to miss a video. Turn on the post notifications too. Smash that like button. I do post a ton of great sports videos like this weekly and almost every single day if I can. Alright. Obviously, I'm going to preview the Oklahoma Sooners football schedule in this video. You know the title of the video. You saw the title of the video. You clicked on the video. You get the whole point. All right. So I'm going to break down game by game who I think Oklahoma will lose to, who I think they will beat in the 2019 season, okay? I'm going to go game by game. I'm going to tell you where I think there will be losses and wins and things like that. We're going to try to figure out where Oklahoma will finish in the 2019-20 season. Obviously, Oklahoma made the college football playoffs last year. Back-to-back college football playoff appearances, obviously losing to Georgia in the Rose Bowl the year before that, and losing to Alabama this previous year, 34-45. It was those are two pretty good seasons for Oklahoma, but obviously Oklahoma wants to win it all. They want to win a national title. We'll see if they can do that in this video, but hey, before I break down Oklahoma's schedule, I wanted to say a couple of things. Over the next 4 to 5, 6, roughly 7 weeks, I'm going to be breaking down and previewing all 32 NFL teams, hopefully. That's my hope for you guys. I'm going to grind. I'm going to try to do what I can. But that's my hope. That's the goal. We're going to try to preview all 32 NFL teams. We're going to do the exact same thing we were doing in this video. Breaking down and giving record predictions for all 32 of those teams and why they will finish with a certain record. I'm also going to be previewing and breaking down about roughly 13 to 15 college football teams as well. So I can't obviously get to every college football team. There's 130 of them, Power 5 conferences, Power 5 teams, I should say. Yeah, Power 5 teams out there. So look, I'm going to try to get to as many as I can. Obviously, I'm going to preview the Ohio State Buckeyes, obviously the Georgia Bulldogs, obviously the Clemsons, the Alabamas, the Oklahoma Sooners of the world. So the major big schools I'm going to do record predictions for. But the smaller schools, if you have a smaller school or you have a team that you don't think I'm going to probably preview or give predictions for, drop in the comment section if you want me to preview that team and give a record prediction for it. Just like I'm doing this video. I will go game by game, try to break down where I think that team will finish. But hey, today we're going over the Oklahoma Sooners. And by the way, leave in the comment section who your college football team is. I want to know who my subscribers are rooting for. Obviously, you see I got an Ohio State Buckeyes shirt on. I am a huge Ohio State Buckeyes fan, but I'm also now a Toledo Rockets fan as I am attending the University of Toledo come August. Okay. So Oklahoma obviously coming off a pretty good year. They obviously won the Big 12 again. They beat a very good Texas team in the Big 12 title game. It was enough to get them into the college football playoffs ultimately. Only had one loss in the year. I personally would have voted the Ohio State Buckeyes in just because, well, my Buckeyes, we had better wins. We had a better resume. We had more dominant wins. But hey, we lost to Purdue by a million points. I'm not going to get into that. Oklahoma, they got in the playoffs. They obviously lost to Alabama, though, but no shame in losing to Alabama. They made the national title game and got curb stomped by Clemson. But hey, it was a great year for Oklahoma. I think any Oklahoma fan will be excited and happy about that year, okay? Now, obviously, looking at this year, you have some key losses. You obviously have Kyler Murray, your star special quarterback that you had last year. Kyler Murray went #1 overall to the Arizona Cardinals. I think he's going to do some very special things in the NFL. But you also lose 4 offensive linemen. You pretty much lose virtually all your offensive line from last year. Me personally, I thought Oklahoma had the best offensive line in college football last year. Obviously, you're going to have to replace a lot of those bodies and starters on the offensive line. You also do lose Marquise Hollywood Brown, who I think was one of the 3 best wide receivers in college football. But you do bring in Jalen Hurts, who obviously was a proven winner at Alabama. He obviously led them to 2 back-to-back national titles. And obviously in the SEC title game, he got his job taken by Tua Tagovailoa. But in the SEC title game, he looked very, very good. He's a Heisman hopeful this year, and I think he's going to do some special things in Lincoln Riley's offensive system. Lincoln Riley is one of the 5 best coaches in college football that I know of, okay? I think he's the best offensive mind in college football. And I think, honestly, Oklahoma's offense is not going to miss a beat. They're obviously going to be a top 3 offense pretty much each year if they continue to recruit this high level. They were able to land the 6th best recruit recruiting class. They obviously got the best wide receiver in the 2019 class in Jaden Hasselwood. They also got the number 3 wide receiver in Fil A Jr. Okay, he's a stud. Both of them are studs. They're going to do some special things. I think with Marquise Hollywood Brown leaving, there's a spot to fill. Obviously, you got CeeDee Lamb returning, who's one of the 3 best wide receivers in college football too. So I don't think Oklahoma's going to lack anywhere on the offensive side of the ball. Really, what you're looking at is, can Oklahoma's defense improve? I mean, it's hard to get worse than they were last year. Oklahoma's defense was terrible. They were one of the worst defenses in Power 5, okay? They were 101st as far as points per game were allowed last year. That is absolutely terrible. That's atrocious for a team that made the college football playoffs. It's just embarrassing. And Oklahoma fans will tell you they want that defense fixed. If Oklahoma could just have average defense, they might win a national title with that offensive scheme and system they have in place. Okay, it obviously hurt them in the Alabama game. Obviously, Alabama jumped out to a 28-0 lead. I mean, you're pretty much looking to see where the stop's going to come from. When is Oklahoma going to stop someone? They obviously can't do it. But if there's any hope, they did fire their defensive coordinator midseason. They brought in someone else named Alex Grinch this year, who I think is going to do a little bit better. They do return 10 starters on defense. So can experience get them a little bit better? If Oklahoma can get those defensive numbers into the 80s or the 90s even, maybe even the 70s or 60s, that's a good improvement, I think. I honestly, in the Big 12 title game, they played very well versus Texas. So hopefully that defense is on an upward trend for Oklahoma. We're going to get right into the schedule, though. Oklahoma looking to repeat as Big 12 champions. I think the real only contender in the Big 12 is Texas and Oklahoma. So we're going to look at their schedule right now. You obviously got Houston, South Dakota, and UCLA to start the season. You will finish those 3 games 3-0. Houston's a decent team, but they're nowhere near getting the recruits Oklahoma has. South Dakota, I mean, when's the last time a South Dakota football team has been good? They're never good. You'll win that game. Okay, at UCLA. Now, is there potential for an upset? Well, maybe possibly, but UCLA was a 3-9 football team last year. I don't see them making a huge leap here. I think Oklahoma wins those 3 games pretty easily. So they're starting off rolling. Jalen Hurts is rolling, throwing touchdowns. They're 3-0. Okay, Texas Tech at home. Now, personally, I think you're going to win this game. I think Oklahoma wins that game. I also think they beat Kansas at Kansas, okay? Now, look, Texas Tech, you actually gave you some problems last year. Texas Tech almost won that game. They started out with a 14-0 lead, okay? And obviously, Oklahoma roared back. It was a shootout game. They won 51-46. It was a 4-point game at one point in the fourth quarter. But Oklahoma just pulled away, and they had better players. They had better athletes. And Kyler Murray is amazing. Can Jalen Hurts continue to keep up with these teams? Because honestly, one thing you have to look at with Oklahoma is Jalen Hurts was very good at Alabama. He's very good. He's a great player. But he never had a bad defense at Alabama. Alabama historically always is a top 10 or top 5 defense. They're always getting great defensive recruits. I mean, they put defensive players in the NFL. Is Jalen Hurts that type of quarterback that is going to be able to win shootouts? I think he can under Lincoln Riley's system. I think that Oklahoma's improved defense will help him a little bit. Okay, obviously you got CeeDee Lamb. You got weapons to throw to. I mean, Oklahoma can't go wrong on offense, but you'll beat Texas Tech. If you lose to Kansas, that's pretty sad because Kansas is one of the worst Power 5 teams out right now. They are a basketball school. You'll beat them. This leads you into being 5-0 and facing Texas. Now, Texas, to me, is the second best team in the Big 12. It's pretty much Oklahoma and Texas. This is a big game. This is a game that's going to be played in Dallas, okay? So it's not at Texas, but it's in Texas, pretty much backyard. Can Oklahoma win this game? They obviously lost to Texas in the regular season by 3 points last year. It was a shootout game. It was a great game. I watched the whole game. Sam Ehlinger is a good quarterback. Texas has a very good quarterback. Tom Herman is an elite head coach. Can Texas win this game? Yes, I think they can. But I'm going to pick Oklahoma to win this game. Now look at here. Texas loses 5. They only return 5 starters on offense and 3 on defense. They lose a ton of talent from last year. I think Oklahoma's experience prevails. I think Jalen Hurts outduels Sam Ehlinger. I think the defense will do just enough to beat Texas in Dallas. So Oklahoma is starting off here, 5-0? Yeah, 5-0. And then you play West Virginia at home. You'll beat West Virginia, in my opinion. You'll also beat Kansas State the very next game. I think West Virginia takes a step back this year. West Virginia was a top 15 team pretty much all year. Will Greer was amazing. I think if the Carolina Panthers give him a chance in the NFL, he'll do some special things. But, they lose a lot of talent. Obviously, like I said, you lose Will Greer. You lose David Stills. You lose your great head coach in Dana Holgorsen. West Virginia's losing a lot of talent. They lose Gary Jennings, too, a great wide receiver. They also lose their best offensive lineman. Okay, I think West Virginia takes a step back this year. Oklahoma obviously beat them when they had that loaded talent in West Virginia. That was a great game. I loved watching that game. It would have helped if West Virginia won that game because Ohio State might have made the playoffs, but hey, that's none of my business. Okay, you'll beat West Virginia. You'll beat Kansas State. Kansas State's never a terrible team, but they're nowhere near getting the recruits Oklahoma has. You'll win that game pretty easily. So Oklahoma at this point is undefeated on their schedule, it looks like. All right, you play at Baylor. You play Iowa State next. I'm sorry, not Baylor. You play Iowa State next. Iowa State's a decent team. They're a top 20 team, but I think you'll beat them at home. Now, don't sleep on this game. Don't sleepwalk through this game, Oklahoma, because Iowa State is a team to be reckoned with in the Big 12. They're not necessarily on the Oklahoma or Texas level, but they're a decent team. I had to bet money. They're probably going to be the third best team in the Big 12 this year. A couple years ago, Iowa State beat you at home when you had Baker Mayfield in the special year when you lost in Georgia to the Rose Bowl. Okay, Iowa State was competing with you last year. You only won by 10 points, but I think you'll beat them this year because you have them at home. I think that you're just a better team. Okay, at Baylor, you beat them 66-33 last year. That's a pretty easy game. And then you play TCU at home. I think you'll beat TCU. So now you are 11-0 heading into the final game. Okay, TCU is a decent program, but they've taken a step back over the past couple years. A couple years ago, they were a top 10 team, but they're nowhere near close to that anymore. I don't even think TCU is going to be ranked for most of the year. They're taking a step back. That program's a little bit on the downfall. You'll win that game pretty easily. So now you go into Oklahoma State. You play at Oklahoma State the final week of the season. Can you finish with an undefeated record? And my answer is no. I don't think you'll win this game. I think this is where you catch your one and only loss, Oklahoma. Listen, Oklahoma State's a decent team. They almost beat you last year. They should have won that game last year. It was a failed 2-point conversion. The final score of the game was 48-47. Okay, Oklahoma State had a chance to win that game. They had a failed 2-point conversion with about a minute left, and that ultimately sealed the deal for Oklahoma. Oklahoma, if they complete that 2-point conversion, I think Oklahoma steals a game in Norman, Oklahoma. They're playing at home. You know, it's hard for a team to go undefeated. You might be a better team than Oklahoma State, but you see upsets in college football all the time. Oklahoma State actually also did beat West Virginia last year, a top 15 team at home. So you're coming in uncharted territory. They do have Taylor Wallace, who's a very good wide receiver. I think you'll have a field day on your terrible defense. Okay, whether that defense is improved, we don't know. We have to see it. But hey, I think that's the one loss you have to Oklahoma State. But hey, you know, 11-1. I think Oklahoma finishes 11-1. That's going to be good enough to get them into the Big 12 title game once again, and that is going to allow them to compete for a college football playoff spot. If I had to predict money, they're going to face Texas again in the Big 12 title game. So can you beat Texas again in the Big 12 title game? We will see. We're not going over Big 12 or championship series predictions. We're going over regular season predictions. But hey, I got Oklahoma finishing 11-1. That's a wrap for this video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know where you think Oklahoma will finish this year. Will they finish undefeated? Will they make the college football playoffs this year? Is that defense going to be improved? Oklahoma fans, talk to me. When your defense going to get better? I mean, I might as well call you no defense you, because your defense is terrible. All right, but hey, that's a wrap for this video. Like I said, it's been your boy Ghiman Mckinney. Appreciate you guys for tuning in today. I will be dropping more of these videos pretty soon. Comment if you want me to preview your team, what team it is, and I'm Ghost. Have a blessed day, you guys.